Welcome to Worthington Home. I'm Chris. Eric and I are headed out to a place called Mongers Market in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We've never been there before, but we've been told that it's full of vintage items, antiques, architectural salvage, and all kinds of other great stuff. We can't wait to check it out, so we're headed there now, and I hope you'll join us. Let's go. We're about to go through Heroes Tunnel, which is a 1,200-foot long twin tube tunnel in New Haven on the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Planning for the tunnel began in the 1930s, but it was interrupted due to World War II. It finally opened in 1949. When I was a kid, my brothers and I would hold our breaths for the duration of the drive through the tunnel. None of us ever accomplished this feat. We would also try to count the lights above, also difficult to do. Today, the tunnel is a fun reminder of my childhood, but also a critical component of the Wilbur Cross Parkway system. It's due for lots of renovations in the near future, so travel safer and to maintain the integrity of the tunnel. I'll be sure to avoid traffic when that happens. Here we are. Mongers Market is housed in a former factory building built in 1946 by the Pratt Reed Corporation. The current owner purchased the building in 2012, did extensive renovations, and reopened as Mongers Market in 2018. Okay, let's see what they have. I'm already checking out this great old oak desk. I love the pulls on this. They want $275 for this desk. And there's an interesting piece above it. There's $3 per person to get in, as you can see. Here's a section with some they look like old metal card catalogs, or they might have held little tools or bulbs or who knows what. And here's lots of old trim pieces and some mantles. So many layers of paint on these, it's unbelievable. There's a lot to take in here, and it's unbelievably organized. Eric's checking out this garbage can. He was very tempted by it. And this old copper top table is really interesting. The price on this is $475. He also really likes this windshield service stand or little advertising piece. I'm not sure what it is, but Eric is all about it. Oh, it's a display case or cart, $95. Yeah, he's kind of testing it out, taking it for a little spin, making sure all of the pieces are there that he's looking for. And I think it's love, my friends. I think it's love. And Eric is taking his new love away to the cashier. Look at this section with all of the great old trunks. There's something about old trunks that just really appealed to me. And this is a neat one that could just slide under your bed. They have some great old enamel industrial lights. This one is $250. They are never cheap in my experience, but they have a fantastic look if you have the right space for them. Obviously, this one is white. There's another green one. Of course, the green ones are particularly nice, at least in my opinion. But they have so many here to choose from. This is an interesting scale. Over National Scale of New England ink. This scale is $115. It is very unique. And there is a huge fan behind it. Eric is checking out this big sort of cutting apparatus. He's looking for signs about its use, and I'm warning him not to chop his head off or his hands or any other appendages that he may need. And we're trying to get a better sense of who made this and what it's for. It is so big. So it's an asbestos shingle cutter. Didn't see that coming. Made in Illinois. Here are some very large vintage bobbins for $12 each. And he found this old sprayer of some kind. He said he already has one of these. He likes the soldiers on it. He likes the writing. And he's just kind of displaying how that would work. This is interesting. This is an old book press. I have an old book press. This one's $275. I think we might have even paid more for ours. And here's an old captain's ship wheel. $525 for that. It is a really cool piece. I don't know where you'd find another one. And over here, I just want to show you a little bird's eye view. If we kind of do a very slow pan around this store to give you a real sense of the space. There's so many interesting things. I don't know what half of these things are called or what they're used for, but I can tell you Eric is in heaven right now. This stained glass window is really beautiful. I can imagine how amazing and unique that would look in someone's home. $350 for a pair of those, and one of them must be a little bit damaged. It's beautiful. These gold tone post office boxes were found all throughout this section. This is only one tiny little bit of them. They were everywhere, and they have such a cool look. And here is a very old-fashioned exercise machine. Oh my. They want $75 for this, and I'm sure they don't give any guarantees about effectiveness. Eric's going to give us a little demonstration. This little band would go around your waist, and basically it would shake the fat off. All right, we've moved out of the salvage section, which was so much fun, and now we're into more of the vintage and antique booths, and there are so many of them. I'm looking at this very cool old piece. Look at all the carving. This little basin set is really beautiful with the birds and flowers. This was made in Limoges, France, and there was no price tag on it, but the dealer told me that he would take $100 for it. More than I wanted to pay today, but a beautiful set. And here is a very unfortunate looking statue, or maybe that's just a bust, who I guess is talking out of both sides of his mouth. This whole area, this vendor, has lots of things that are connected with France, which you know I love. So this was a really fun section to look through. And you can see every square inch is taken up with something interesting to check out. Very few prices I found, and that was a common theme throughout this place. And here is a very interesting frame. No glass, unfortunately. There are lots of garden trellises here. It reminds me of Brimfield, but the prices here are so much better, far cheaper. I might pick one up. I'm looking through this stack of old photographs. There's so many interesting ones. I love going through and seeing the hairstyles and the different kinds of dress back in the day. Even the way men wore their mustaches changed from how they do it in other kinds of eras. And here are some very cheeky looking postcards. And here is the eclectic booth I am standing in right now. I have a version of this excellent rug at home, although the fringe on mine is kind of damaged. They want $225 for this one. Makes me wonder what mine is worth. These are beautiful dishes. And no surprise, they were made in Limoges, France. They are so pretty. And there's a stack of plates from Limoges right underneath them. Very pretty. I like this peacock plate very much. They want $5 for this plate. It has a great look. And this was made by 222 Fifth. So pretty. Here we have a great old bike. This is a lot of fun. And as you can see, this booth is just full of vintage jewelry. So if you're a vintage jewelry person, you're going to want to come check this place out for sure. I don't know much about it, but it's still fun to look. They have so many pieces here. Oh, and I see a little bracelet that looks just like mine. This is a pretty Belique vase. I have this vase. $30, which is more than I spent for mine, but that's kind of the going rate. And this is a lovely creamer and sugar. And again, I have picked up a little Limoges piece. Nice set. They want $40 for this set. Here we have a big stack of wooden bowls. I love wooden bowls. I think they have so much personality and lots of vintage lighting. I want to get a closer look at these candlesticks. Here they are. They're really pretty and definitely hand painted, made in Italy. They really have a great look to them. I love this lamp in the booth. Look at the pattern on that lamp. That is a fantastic piece. This is a nice little selection of copper. Getting a closer look. I don't know if that's 25 or 125. I think it's 125. I found a chair just like this at the tag sale I went to recently. They wanted $20 for the one at the tag sale, and this one is $300. Quite a difference. This is an awesome figurine. It has so much detail to it. They want $175 for that, but it really is beautiful. My cats would love to break that figurine. And here is a really pretty tray. I think this is maybe Evesham. I'm not sure. $20 for that piece. And an old stained glass lamp. I love this infantry lamp. $35 seems like a really good price for that. Doesn't it have a wonderful look? I like this lamp as well. I like the village scene with the little carriage in the background. $20 for this is not bad either. This dresser is absolutely stunning. I think I'm in love. Look at the detail on this piece. Incredible. They want $1,250 for this. Got some damage, but it is beautiful. I also really like this painting on this great old-fashioned fan. I like these chickens, especially the one in the middle. They want $65 for that. It has an interesting, inquisitive look about it. I really love this framed print. It seems like it's an old print of Leon, if I'm not mistaken, but it has a great look and great colors. Yep, it's a panoramic. It really is pretty, but Eric likes it a lot less than I do, and because I don't have a space for it in mind, I think we're gonna leave it behind. $85 for this. Well, these are obviously, Victorian mantle pieces that are, very expensive, maybe originally from Christie's. What do you think? I was very close to buying these tins. I think they have a great look, on sale for $20. I thought about them for the hutch because Destructo Cats couldn't break them, but unfortunately we couldn't find the seller for this booth, so there was nobody to inquire about it or even pay, which was kind of odd. Of course, we're drawn to these eagles. These are lead, $3,200 for these, and 100 pounds of bird. That is very impressive, to say the least. But this whole booth is really interesting. I like this brass tray right underneath it. And this is a coal scuttle, I believe, and has a really great engraved design on the front, as you can see. They want $350. This is, I think, a reproduction weather vane. It must be because they're asking $400 for it, but is a really nice piece. I'm very drawn to these little stiff animals. I have a few myself, cute puppets especially. This is a great display of old vintage radios. I love how they look all grouped together. And this old medical cabinet is so unique, and I love the drawers on the bottom of it. The asking price is $425. As you can see, these are shelves full of fabulous old scales. And again, just like with the radios, I think they look amazing all grouped together this way. My eyes popped out of my head when I saw this planter. I love everything about it. This was made in Holland. It's Delft. It is beautiful. Eric is holding it up for me, and $35 for this piece. I love this adorable croc mouse plate. They want $22 for it. I just think it has the cutest expression on its face. What a sweet piece. Eric and I are trying to figure this out. We think that it's a life insurance vending machine. And back in the day, before you would get on your flight, if you were scared about dying, you could get a life insurance policy and then maybe feel better. It's very strange. On another note, here is a great mid-century modern looking bar, or as I like to think of it, a cocktail cabinet. Pretty handy. I think the cast of Mad Men want this back. Eric is checking out some of these great old signs, especially the Schaefer beer sign that's hanging. It's got kind of a fun look to it. This is the sort of thing that always draws him in. I love this lamp with the birds. Check out the fabulous colors on this lamp. I can't find a price on it anywhere, and I also cannot find the seller anywhere, so it will remain a mystery. This booth has some pretty Portmeirion pieces like this covered dish. This is so pretty. I absolutely love this piece. I've never seen it before. And here are some more really pretty Portmeirion pieces. This butter dish is so tempting, but I like everything in this booth really. There's lots of fabulous pieces. Even this tin is great. This Victorian bed is awesome. I used to want one of these so badly years back. They want $650 for this one. It's full size, so too small for us, but it is a great piece. Check out this enormous display of Pyrex and vintage kitchenware. There is a lot to take in this section. Oh my gosh. We're checking out these little rattan cups in the corner because I recently sold a set on my eBay store. And we are in love with these lamps. They have such a great look about them, and they're expensive. But here's a close-up of them. I just want you to see how charming these dogs are. They really are so beautiful. Here we have a nice selection of Catherine Holm. This tea kettle is $90, probably because of that damage on the front. And I love the green pieces. And I just can't get over these lobster and crab plates. It's like you're looking at the ocean floor. Hopefully your toes are well out of the way. Well, that was a lot of fun, and we're gonna make our way back home. I think we're gonna stop off somewhere for lunch before we get there and just kind of take in the day. It was so much fun to look around Mongers Market, and we will definitely come back. Good morning. Eric and I had such a fabulous time at Mongers Market in Bridgeport, Connecticut yesterday. It was so unexpected, and it had been described to me before because my friend Laura has gone there, and it was actually a recent visit with her that prompted me to go sooner rather than later because she showed me these two gorgeous lamps she had bought from there in the past. And I thought, well, I don't know if I need any more lamps, but I would always love to have more gorgeous things in my life. So we took the drive and we were just astonished. We were expecting parking to be really, really hard based on some comments we had read, but it was fine. There was parking there and there was parking along the street. I can imagine there might be times of the year when it gets very busy and maybe that's a different story, or maybe it gets more crowded later in the day, but we had absolutely no problems parking. We got inside, and the building itself is really cool. I need to do some research and see what it used to be. It is now really interesting and really attractive from the outside. So whatever they've done, it's working. So we got inside. We had to pay a $3 admission, so $3 each for admission. And I have to be honest with you, that doesn't really bother me. I don't really mind that. I would rather pay a $3 admission and then go into a place that has reasonable prices, knowing that they've got some income coming in, I guess, that they can count on. I didn't have a problem with it. I know some people, when we read, again, reviews, some people were cranky about that, but it wasn't a big deal to us. Anyway, we got in and immediately we were just surrounded by fascinating architectural salvage. And then later on, as you saw in the footage, there were more booths full of antiques and other things. But it was funny because after we left, Eric asked me, what did you like best about it? And we both agreed actually on what we liked best about Mongers Market. And that was just the incredible range of items for sale, items on display, items for sale. So many times we go to places like, a great example would be Marlboro Barn, the shops at Marlboro Barn, which I loved. But Eric didn't, because there weren't really like the kinds of things he likes there. Mongers Market had things that Eric loves. Mongers Market had things that I love. And if you had brought in 5 additional people who were into totally different things than the two of us, they would have loved it. So, I mean, they just get an A+ in my book for incredible variety of items to purchase. Whatever you collect, whatever you're into, I am certain they have what you want. The only thing I would say is I didn't notice a massive selection of like old books. They did have some old books. I would say if you're like a book collector, I don't know that you're gonna like have a bonanza day at Mongers Market, but you probably would find some interesting things if you looked, and goodness knows, there's vintage clothing and vintage jewelry and handbags and furniture, lighting, vases, breakables, non-breakables, all the things were there. So you can't go wrong with the day spent at Mongers Market, in my opinion. Just as an aside, there was a place where you could purchase some snacks. There might have been more than the one place we went to, but we kept going back and forth to our car to bring stuff back so we weren't carrying it. And a couple of times because of that, we sort of lost our sense of direction within the place. It's huge, and it's really easy to get kind of turned around and confused. My only complaint would be that there were no bathrooms. And that isn't a small complaint for me. They did have porta potties just outside. The porta potties were clean, but I think, bathrooms are just like kind of a basic courtesy thing to have in a store, right? I don't know. I wonder if it's because the building is so old, or, there might have just been some limitations that I'm not aware of, but yeah, I prefer indoor plumbing whenever possible. Anyway, with all of that aside, I can't wait to show you what I bought. I didn't buy a million things, but I really love what I came home with. So the first thing I bought was this fabulous garden trellis. This is a medium size, but you can see it's a good size. And if you watch any of my Brimfield vlogs, you will notice that I always beeline over to this kind of stuff at Brimfield, but it's pretty expensive at Brimfield. I was able to get this one on sale for $25. And the person who was selling them actually made me an offer that I didn't take, only because I didn't want to, but he had said he would sell me 2 for $40, which is outstanding. And actually, now that I'm saying out loud, I probably should have done that. Oops. Anyway, I was really excited to have this. I think this one is gonna go, we're gonna spray paint it black. I think the white color is absolutely fine and very attractive. I mean, it's not in its current state, it's pretty banged up. And that's okay too. Some people like a more weathered look. Some people like wrought iron furniture sprayed white, which can be very attractive, or cream. We do black because that's what we already have, and we like everything to kind of go together one way or another. I'm also gonna put this in my vegetable garden. So we have a big arch that is already there, and we get like pole beans that climb over it, which is really pretty. So I think if this is black, it will look nice with the arch. And I don't know, maybe I'll use it for tomatoes, or maybe I'll use it to give cucumbers something to grow on, or I don't know what I'll do with it exactly. There's endless options, but I love this. And I loved the little like ball detail at the top. They had other ones that had different kinds of toppers, and they had smaller ones and they had larger ones. So aside from the regret, I am now suddenly feeling that I didn't buy two. I was very happy with that purchase. Eric bought two things at Mongers Market, which almost made my head explode because, you know, he is not a shopper. Like he loves to look. He's not really much of a buyer. And I was astonished that he liked this tray, which I loved, for the barn. So a lot of times when he has friends over to the barn, which he does probably once every 4 to 6 weeks, not as much in the summer because the upstairs barn rooms are so hot. There's no air conditioning. There's air conditioning on the first floor, but not on the second floor. But he will have barbecues and stuff with his friends. And I thought this tray would be so awesome for, like, you know, you always need to bring things to and from the house. You know, you need like hamburger buns or hot dog buns, condiments, all that kind of stuff. And I thought this had such a cool retro look. So when I saw this, I was like, you have to have this, and he agreed. So this was $20, but we got it for $15, and it's gonna live in the barn, and I think it's a lot of fun. My favorite thing, oh, and before I tell you my favorite thing, he also bought, I shared some footage of that before at the store. Let me show you the footage of it now, because I don't really know how to explain it just sitting here. It makes more sense if you see it as I talk about it. So let's check it out. Here's his purchase. So this was kind of a store display piece. Wiper blades were kept in here, and we can see that this was made for Shell in 1971, so definitely vintage. And it has kind of a great automotive collectible look. So this is going to be going in the barn, and Eric is really happy with it. Okay, so now my favorite thing that I bought. I love this. So it is this beautiful planter. This is from the girl who can have no plants or flowers in her house, but that doesn't mean I won't do something with faux flowers or dried flowers. This is so beautiful. It's in perfect condition. This was made in Holland, and it's Delft. So not my usual blue and white Delft that I pick up whenever I can. This is a different piece, but I love this. And this was $35. I offered $30. The owner took it without batting an eye. I really appreciated that the sellers there seemed motivated to sell. Oh, and I should mention, I didn't. Mongers Market is only open on Sundays. It's not an everyday store. So if you want to go there, it's a Sunday only thing. And I think they're only open until 3. So, you know, if you're planning to go, you want to make sure you're attentive to all those kinds of details. But this is for sure my favorite thing that I bought. And I'm thinking, I'm not 100% sure, put it here for right now. I'm thinking I might put it on top of Eric's dresser in our bedroom, because then I could put, I love dried hydrangeas. I could put dried hydrangeas in it once the season allows. My hydrangeas aren't fully bloomed enough yet to dry them properly. They would just kind of cave in on themselves. So I'll wait. I'll put some floral foam in the bottom, and then I can poke in some dried hydrangeas. We can keep them on his dresser, and the cats can't get up there. So I think that would look really, really nice there, and I could see them every day when I'm in the bedroom. So I love that. Really happy with my finds. So as always, I want to give you a closer look. Here is a closer look at the tray. I think it has a really great look. It's not in perfect condition. You can see little marks on it and some scraping, but overall, I think it has a really fun look, and I think it will actually be a really helpful, usable piece for when Eric has people over. Nothing special on the back. So that's the tray. And then here is a closer look at the planter. Let's move away from the tray so you get the full effect. It has this beautiful floral pattern. I love the deep, rich, like burgundy in this flower, offset against the blue. And our bedroom has shades of blue in it. And we have a reddish oriental rug. So I think this is perfect in terms of colors. And then here is the back stamp. So for $30, I was so happy to bring this home. Just so you know what's happening right now, I'm trying to film this video with not one, but two panting, tap dancing dogs. And it's driving me nuts. So yeah, I apologize for all the background noise. These guys are all revved up, and then the cats are up to antics as well. I have this cat who just knocked over all of these boxes. And don't be worried, because I know they say fragile, but these are packed so well, you could probably play football with them and they'd still be okay. And then here's Indy, who's knocked over this cup and has also pulled down this towel. And they're just playing with all the random things, boxes, towels, cups, you name it, they're into it. So this is what I deal with when I try to film these vlogs. And just for extra fun, Licorice is back underneath the tripod. So she's gonna knock it. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, Eric and I, after we went to Mongers Market, had a fantastic time. We went out for like a late lunch, early dinner at Stonebridge in Milford. Just such a beautiful restaurant. We had a really nice lunch/dinner. And we got home and suddenly I just had this feeling that I could not shake. And that feeling was, I have to go to Savers right now. Like, I have to go. Like, something was like just driving me. I have to go to Savers. And this is interesting because the last few times I've been at Savers, at least the last 3 times I've been at Savers, I have found nothing because their high prices have gotten higher. It's shocking how expensive Savers has become, including a group of Lennox pieces I wanted to purchase that were on sale at Savers for $200. So that is becoming the norm. So I am really downshifting the amount of time I spend there. That store makes me mad for a lot of reasons. They get their stuff for free. They mark it up, and I know they have operating expenses. It's not cheap to run a store like Savers. It's very large. They have a lot of employees. I understand all those things, but the prices are just stupid at this point. But anyway, with that in mind, I was like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I don't go to Savers anymore. Maybe I just go to some other places. And of course, while the weather is nice, flea markets, tag sales, these are great. These are great places to get better deals. But for some reason, despite my recent irritation with Savers, I just felt this incredible urge to go there. So I said to Eric, I'm going to Savers. Do you want to come with me? Expecting him to say no. And he actually said yes. He said, yes, let's go for a drive. You can go in, I'll stay in the car. But you go to Savers, take your time, get what you want, and we'll just, take a little drive together. So I went to Savers. Savers was, as always, massively busy. That place must make so much money. I can't even imagine. And the line of people donating things was so long. There is so much merchandise going through that place, and it's always crowded, and the parking lot is always full. So anyway, he dropped me off at front. It was nice having my own personal chauffeur, I'm not gonna lie. And I went in with really no expectations, just this strong feeling that I had to go and I had to look. And of course I noticed, again, right off the bat, the prices were sky high, but that doesn't mean you can't find some good things. So I tried really hard to put that away and say, okay, yes, the prices are high, but where are the deals that maybe were missed when somebody was pricing stuff? Also,
what are some things that maybe do cost a little more but are still worth it to pick up to resell? So, I tried to exercise some flexibility, and I was tested immediately because I found this beautiful set of Lennox. First of all, that box of Lennox for $200 was still there. I did talk to the manager and see if he would take less for it, and he wouldn't. So I tried. But I found this other set of Lennox that was fabulous, and it was also expensive. They wanted $100 for it, which is a lot of money. But I comped out the set. It looked like a really sound investment. And so I thought, I could go for this if I had my 20% coupon, because I get a 20% off coupon by donating things to Savers. And I didn't have my coupon because I keep it in my car, and Eric drove. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because that's at least $20 off, assuming that that's the only thing I'm gonna buy. And I figured I'll probably buy more things, so it would be more than $20 off. So I called Eric on my cell phone. I said, Eric, I need you to come into the store. And he was like, why? I'm like, because I need you to buy something from the store and then go donate it and get me a 20% off coupon and then bring me the coupon. So he thought I was nuts. He wasn't wrong. He came into the store. I gave him a plate for $1.99, and I said, go buy this plate and then donate it. They'll give you a 20% off coupon, then bring me the coupon. And so he thought I was nuts. And it worked. Oops, licorice, go. Sorry. It worked, which I knew it would. And let me just tell you, I didn't feel at all guilty. Like, is that a little scammy? Maybe. But the truth is, I have a stack of coupons like this for 20% off that I'm never going to use because they're only good if you spend $100, which I don't do very often. So I've donated plenty of things to Savers. I actually have a bunch more things I am going to donate to Savers. So, if you're going to look at it in the moment, was it a little scammy? Maybe. But if you look at the big picture, I feel fine about it. So I was able to pick up these dishes. Let me show them to you. They are so beautiful.
Okay, so here are the beautiful dishes that I purchased. Let me see if I can get this closer to the light so you don't have the shadows. But you can see how beautiful this pattern is. It's got the gold rim. It almost looks like there's little pearls in it. It's so beautiful. So this is a soup bowl. And here is the back stamp. So this is called Pearl Innocence. And it is so beautiful in my opinion. Look, it has its original barcode on it still. So this has never been used. That is so amazing to me. So I got this huge stack of soup bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's amazing. So a stack of 12 soup bowls. One of them has the tiniest chip on it. There was nothing I can do about that because they were selling as a set. So it wasn't like I could take the damaged piece away. And it is a very small chip. There are 2 salad or luncheon plates in the same pattern. And then this little stack of bread and butter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bread and butter plates. And then 2 dinner plates. Would have been awesome if there had been more dinner plates, but only 2. And then 2 little teacups, no saucers. So I definitely wonder if there were more pieces of this that were sold previously or might still be in the back room. I don't know. But the price for all of these pieces was $100. Very high, I know, but I knew I could make that work in terms of reselling. And so I took a chance on it. And in some ways, I'd rather take a chance and get some of these higher priced pieces that give me more of a profit than to get a lot of smalls every time, which just gives me, a few dollars profit. You have to sell so many of them in order for those numbers to really add up to a successful business. So, yep, hard sometimes to swallow that pill and pay up in that way, but I think it's okay to do once in a while if I feel really confident about the outcome, which I do in this case. Then I bought this stack of Lenox plates. These are dinner plates. Dinner plates are awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dinner plates. These were $24.99, but again, I had the 20% off coupon. I was also reasonably sure that I was going to have a $10 off on my final purchase just from my points, which I did have. So not bad. This is the back stamp on these. I do not think these will resell in the way that the other set will, but I do think that will be profitable. Reasonably, not hugely. I bought this silly fruitcake container because my grandmother had this and she used to keep cookies, Christmas cookies and things in this container. It was $2.99 and I had a very strong nostalgic moment for this, so I will be keeping this. And then I bought this stack of snack trays. Snack trays are not always a huge hit. They do sell, but not right away. But these I thought were lovely. They have a basket weave pattern to them, which is really nice. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and the matching mugs, which is really cute, I think. And these are all Mikasa English countryside white. Really pretty, I think. So I picked those up for $10.99, but again, remember I had the coupon. And then I picked up these 3 mugs. These 3 mugs. Now, I thought there were 4, but I only found 3. So I wonder if there's another one rolling around Eric's truck somewhere, or if I weirdly left it in the cart. I don't think I would have done that. Strange. But anyway, these are Mikasa Heritage Christmas Story. Very pretty. And I just recently thrifted a bowl that I think matches them or very closely matches them. So these will go on my eBay store closer to Christmas. Oh, and one last thing to show you is this Hager vase. I paid $6.49. Of course, coupons, discounts, blah, blah, blah. Like, this still has its original tag, Hager Floral, made in the USA. I like Hager pieces. They tend to sell pretty well for me. Here's the bottom. Still has its original scan code. So, of course, we know that means it's not very old. This one was made in 2003. And this will go on my eBay store. I really thought that was a very pretty vase. If I was in need of vases, I would for sure keep this one because it's got a nice classic look about it and would look nice in any kind of room. So yeah, pretty piece.
So again, following a really successful, fun time at Mongers Market, I did incredibly well at Savers. Now, as you could see, I did pay for things. They were not free. There were no fantastic bargains here, but with the discount code and the $10 off that I figured I did have, it all worked out to a very fair overall price that I could definitely live with. I do feel that especially the Lenox set, I think this will sell incredibly well. The comps were outstanding on these. I think the other little set will sell as well. Yeah, I think it was good. And I will be listing these hopefully by the time you see this video. They'll already be listed. If I ever show you anything that you're interested in and it's not in the store, feel free to ask me. Sometimes I decide to keep things. Sometimes things sell really fast and by the time the video comes out, they're already gone. But it never hurts to reach out if you're interested in anything. And I'm not trying to pressure you to buy anything. It's just trying to let you know in case, for some reason your heart gets set on something you see. I know that's happened to me before with other channels. So just wanted you to know. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of Mongers Market, a little bit of Savers, definitely a haul. Some things I'm keeping, some things I'm selling. We've got some commotion from the furry friends. I think we've covered all our bases. I think it's pretty good. So I'm gonna venture out into the horrible weather now. So say goodbye to my hair, looking like anything recognizable as being human. I have to mail all of those packages that the cats have so kindly knocked over. I have an appointment with my orthopedist, which I don't want to go to look at my legs. It's been a little over a year since it broke, and he just wants to see how it's going. How it's going is annoying. It's still not where I wish it was, although I can walk, and that's not nothing. Be grateful for the things we have, right? I've got to do that. There's going to be some grocery shopping happening. I know I'm going to want to go to the thrift store. I'm not. I've been thrifting so much lately. My bins are overflowing, and my need to list things is growing like urgent. So I need to attend to some business, focus on the stuff I already have, and not be a greedy little thrifter. Bad. So anyway, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.